Hey loves! So today I'll be doing a quick video on how I got this really cute heart braid, and if you're interested in booking me, I am located in Virginia. So to begin this style, I was just finishing up the rest of her feed-ins. I ended up doing 6 feed-in braids with a heart on her left side. So I'm just going to let you guys see me do the feed-in process. I'm not going to really explain as much because for one, I'm not that good at describing it. And for two, I already have like a feed-in tutorial on my channel. So if you're interested in seeing precisely how to do like feed-in braids, then I would recommend you go ahead and watch that video. I'll link it down below. But I just make sure that I securely gel every section before I do my braid, and then of course, like I do my feed-ins how I normally do. But yeah, I'm just gonna let you guys watch that process for these 2 remaining braids, and then I'll hop right into the heart. So now we're going to get into the actual heart. I start off by making sure that I gel down her hair properly. This is really important because since we're doing like a heart design, we really want to make sure that you have clean parts and that you can clearly see like the things that you're doing. And then how I do my parting for the heart is I split it right down the middle, and then I just split like the heart from its 2 heads, I guess, like the 2 like curves on the heart. You're going to see in a second. But I always make sure that I gel each part because it's really important so we have clarity and we can actually see that it's a heart. So a better way for me to describe this parting is like I make a Y in the middle of the heart, as you can see. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from like the inner points of the Y and then go around to the bottom of the Y for each side of the heart. So that's what you see me doing here. And what I did is I only added in like a little piece of braiding hair, and that's honestly just for the security of her hair and also so her hair won't frizz up as much. But I literally just followed the design of the heart on both sides. I just curve along her edges, and then I leave the end of this braid open so that I can connect the other side when I'm done with that side. If you're one of those people that really like super flat braids, then you could also do the heart design without any braiding hair added in, and then just add your braiding hair like towards the bottom of the braid. I just like to do it this way so that her hair won't be frizzy, and then so it's just more secure with her braids. But you're free to do whichever method you want to do because they'll both come out looking about the same. So as I was doing this side of the heart, I really didn't like how it was turning out. Like the curve just wasn't the same as the other side. So I took it out and I redid it. And I just want to remind you that you always have like the freedom to do that. If you don't like how your design is coming out, then just like retry it and perfect it. Like, keep trying until you get it how you want it. So my issue actually was I didn't make the Y even enough. So I went back in to correct this on this side, and I actually ended up liking it much more after I went back in and just redid it real quick. And of course, you know, like, my client didn't mind. I know you remember, like, when we were younger and we used to get our braids done, like, the lady would just, like, take out the braid and then just redo it. It's really not that big of a deal, but it's much better for you to just go back in and correct your work before you finish, instead of, like, it causing problems later on. So I just wanted to say that. I just went back in on this side and then, you know, like, added in my small piece of hair. I actually think this piece of hair ended up being, well, the initial piece of hair I had was also too big, and that also affected the look of this side. So I just went back in and corrected that. And then as I got towards the bottom of the heart, I was noticing that it kind of blended into, like, the rest of her braid, and it kind of didn't look like a distinct heart. So what I actually did was I reparted the midsection of this side. You're gonna see me do it in a minute, but I reparted this section, and then I clearly, like, made a whole entire heart, clearly defined it. And then I continued, like, I ended the rest of her braid towards the bottom of her hair, like near her ear, is kind of where I anchored her braid instead of in the center like I usually would. You're gonna see in a second. So once I got to the bottom of these two sections, I'm going to show you what I mean by I anchored her braid differently. I just started braiding her hair and finishing up this braid, right? But instead of making the braid in the center of this section, I made it towards the bottom of the section so that the heart stood out a lot. You're gonna see it clearer as I start to go on, but you see what I mean? Like, the braid isn't anchored in the center of the part like it is on the other braids. And the reason why I did this is because it just makes it look better. You know, like, it looks like a full heart now, and I think it's really cute. But I just finished up the rest of my feet in, you know, just adding in pieces like regular. And that's pretty much the end of how I did the heart. I'm going to let you see me finish up this style, but that's pretty much it. Always feel free to leave a comment if you have a question, if I didn't explain something well enough. But honestly, it's really simple, like 3 simple steps. Like, you make your heart, you split it down the middle, you make your Y, and then you braid both of the sides of the heart, combine them at the end, you know, make sure it looks really good, and then that's it. That sounded like more than 3 steps, but yeah, that's literally it. But always let me know if you have a question. I will try my very best to clarify for you. But yeah.